Hi friends, welcome to the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby, and I am coming to you from Straight Shores, New Brunswick, Canada. Today is Friday, March the 20th, 2026, and you are watching episode 140. Welcome. This is a podcast where I share with you my knitting and my crochet, and I have both of those today. A little more heavier on the crochet, I find, but we'll see. And I also do spin as well. I just unfortunately don't have the time lately to do so. I need to find the time, but so yeah. That is what I get up to. You can find detailed show notes down below. There is a more button that you can click, and I always share with you links to any patterns that I talk about and or makers. So yeah, I have a couple finished objects for you today. I have two knitted finished items, and then I have some crocheted ones, and I have some works in progress. So grab a beverage of your choice and your craft of choice, and let's just jump right into it. So the first thing that I have to share with you guys today is a pair of finished socks, and these are a pair of cranked socks. This is pair 14 for 2026. I am counting my crank socks and my hand knit socks separately, but yeah, this is pair 14, and this is Knit Picks I don't think I'm going to say it right, but Felicini. So it was a limited edition that they had come out with a couple years ago, and I couldn't even tell you when. It was just some deep stash that I had found. It was quite the treasure. I had 3 or 4 balls of it, and I still have 2 left. And yeah, it's wonderful. It's still got that Felici feel to it. It's so soft, such a wonderful base. And yeah, I'll just bring it up a little bit closer so you can see it. The difference between the Felici and the Felicinini, I can't pronounce it, you guys, is just the fact that Felici usually comes in 50-gram balls, where this was a 100-gram ball, which I prefer the 100-gram ball because I like my socks to be a little bit longer, and 50 grams just doesn't cut it. You could use contrast for heels, toes, and cuffs, and maybe you could get a decent sized pair of socks out of 50 grams, but usually I love having 100 grams. So that was really awesome. I hope they bring it back again. But either way, this is my pair of socks. So I cranked these on my Bear Valley CSM sock machine from Sound and Fiber from Parry Sound, Ontario. I used the 64 stitch cylinder, and I did 125 cranks, or 125 rows for these socks. I hand knit on the heels, toes, and cuffs. So I did 15 rounds of a 2x2 ribbing, afterthought heel, and just a basic rounded toe. So the contrast in the gold is Gobsmacked Yarns. I just bought one of her rainbow sets, and I've been taking colors from that. It's a 20-gram mini, and I wasn't sure that I was going to have enough to do the heels, and I'm glad that I decided not to, because I wouldn't have had enough. So I did the heels in Knit Pick Stroll in the Wonderland Heather colorway. Wonderland Heather. And I think it works out quite well. So there is my completed pair of socks for this week. Very beautiful. And then I will share with you my next cranked sock that I'm going to be doing a little bit later in Works in Progress. The next thing that I have to share with you for a finished object is my Soot Sprite scarf. This is a commissioned order for somebody at the farmer's market that I go to, and I finished it. So it is folded right now, but he wanted it 6 feet long, and it's a little bit over that. And then I tapered my ends, and I got to clean it off because it's got all of my hair on it. It's got pet hair on it. It's got all the hair on it, so I need to get that cleaned for tomorrow. But here are the little Soot Sprites. Aren't they adorable? I just love this scarf. I think this is like one of the coolest things that I have ever made. It just, oh my god. Like, how cute are these guys? They're adorable. So there is no pattern for this. There is a pattern for the Soot Sprites. I purchased a pattern off of Etsy, so I will be sure to link that down below for you guys. So that is a paid-for pattern for the Soot Sprite. However, the scarf itself is just something that I came up with. So I cast it on 4 stitches, and then I knit 3 rows, did a knit front and back on each side, knit 3 rows, knit front and back on each side for the 4th row, and I did that increase rate until I got to 40 stitches. And then the rest of the scarf I just did plain garter stitch, knit every row. And like I said, it got to about 6 feet, and then I did the opposite end. And to taper it back down, you just knit 2 together, knit 1, knit 2 together, knit across the row to the last 3 stitches, knit 2 together, knit 1, knit 3 rows, decrease that same rate again until you get back down to 4 stitches. And that's all I did. And yeah, look at the hair. Oh my goodness. This is bad. Okay, there we go. There we go. He is so cute. I love this scarf so much. And I'm really hoping that the customer loves it just as much as well. It is so squishy. It is so nice. The yarn, I didn't even speak about the yarn. It is Cascade 220, and it's just in the black colorway. Like, I don't know what the color number is. I believe it is on my Ravelry. But yeah, there is my scarf. So happy with it. Gonna put it over there so it's not so full of hair. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to make, and like I said, I think it's one of my coolest things that I have ever made. I just love it. So yeah, there's that one. All right, so now we're gonna go still on finished objects, but to crochet now. I am still working on toys for the market, and I couldn't help but share these guys with you because they are just so cute. So I have been obsessed this week with making axolotls. They are just so cool, and you get to play with color, and that is something that I very much enjoy as a knitter, as a crocheter. It is playing with color, and these guys, you get to do that, and I think that's what makes them so much fun. So here is, this actually isn't the first one that I made, this is the second one, but he just looks like a bright sunshine to me. He's just so bright and he's so cheerful. Oh, I absolutely love him. So the Axolotl pattern is a paid-for pattern by Allfromjade, and you can purchase her patterns on amigurumi.com as well as Etsy. And this pattern is the Axolotl family, I believe it's called. I will link it down below. But she also has a separate pattern where you can just do an axolotl baby. However, I would suggest that you purchase the Axolotl family, the one that I'm going to link, because you not only get like mama and daddy axolotl, but you get a medium-sized axolotl, which I did not realize until yesterday because I was going through the pages in the pattern, and I'm like, you know, there's a lot of pages that are still left, and there's actually a medium-sized one as well as the babies. So you get a real good bang for your buck. There's like 4 different patterns, 3 or 4 different patterns in there. So last episode, I believe I showed you Mama. She had a pouch with some babies in her. This one does not have babies. This one is just a regular axolotl. And I realized something. Also, I did the tail wrong last time. So it has this really cute fin feature. I put it along the tail this way, going this way. You're supposed to put it this way. So pay attention to the pattern next time, Bobby. But I realize that now. So the really cool thing about it, it is a no-sew pattern. So you'd make the gills and you make the leggies first, and then as you're crocheting, you add them in. So I don't think that's giving anything away, but I really hate sewing things on because I'm not good at keeping things straight, and I love this feature. No-sew is the way to go. And I love his little toes, like so detailed. Again, you do not have to sew those on. Really cool. So I did the yellow one, and I used Red Heart Super Saver for this one. And, or, no, that is a lie. The deep gold of the gills is Red Heart Super Saver. The bright yellow is Burnett Premium. So the pattern calls for blanket yarn or a bulky or a chunky yarn. I am just using worsted weight held single, and I can tell you by showing you this next guy. This is again worsted weight held single. Just let me fix his little gills here. This one I made using Red Heart Super Saver. Now, right now, Yarnspirations has a 40% off everything, and they have these mega kits of Red Heart Super Saver. They come in 50-gram balls, and I can tell you right now that a 50-gram ball is not going to make this axolotl. It got me that far, and then I had to use the deep blue to finish off his tail. So just bear that in mind. 50 grams is not going to cut it. But I don't mind that. I don't like it. I would have wished it was all one color, but I wasn't going to rip the whole thing out and start over. So there's that one. And again, this is just a regular axolotl. There's no babies. So I got those two. Just put them over there. And then I also made some ducks. The Maisy duck pattern by Oak and Marlow is a paid-for pattern that you can purchase on Ravelry and Etsy, I believe. And here is Maisy duck. These are quite popular. Everybody loves, especially the mallard. They really love the mallard. But I did a pure white one. And then they also have instructions in the pattern if you wanted to make the mallard, like when to do your color changes and such. So cute. I really love these guys. And it's such an easy pattern to follow. Really love it. I'm not going to throw them on the bed because my cat will go after it. And then the next thing that I made, I did this one yesterday, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. So I think I shared with you guys before, Oak and Marlow, they have wonderful crochet toys, and I absolutely love them all. And she did a fable collection, so there's a bunny wabbit, there is a bear, there's a fawn, there's a fox, like there's lots of woodland animals that you can choose from. And they have like little accessories, like a little headband or a little bonnet, just many different little accessories to to deck out your animals with. Well, yesterday Oak and Marlow came out with the carrot sleeping bag. So they already had a hatching carrot, which I have shown here before, that has a little baby bunny in it. I think it's Beady Bunny is the name. And Beady Bunny can be a big bunny or she can be a little bunny. And the little bunny is what fits inside the hatching carrot. Now, my mind is not serving me correctly. If the hatching carrot already comes with the bunny in it, I can't remember now. So forgive me, but I will link it below. And if it doesn't, I will make sure that I put Beady Bunny's pattern down below as well. All that to say, yesterday, Oak and Marlow came out with a carrot sleeping bag, and I thought this was just like the cutest thing ever. And the sleeping bag is meant for the Fable collection, so any of the baby animals. So, are you guys ready? How cute! I used worsted weight held double because the Fable collection, like the animals, they do call for the Burnett blanket yarn or that kind of yarn, and I do have white, but that is all I have, and I don't particularly like working with it, so I just held worsted held double, and that gives you a bulky to a super bulky yarn with I'm using a 6mm hook because I don't have a 7mm. I need to get one because a 6, I like the gauge of the 6mm. It doesn't make it too holy, but it is pulling quite a bit on my wrist and it's causing pain. So I need to get a new, or I need to get a 7mm hook. I just don't have one. I have every other size. The only thing missing from this, and I didn't realize it until later, is there is a leaf detail, green leaf detail that's supposed to be on top here. I forgot about that part, so I have to put that on there today. But here is the carrot part, and separate, so this is a standalone pattern. You can purchase the pattern for $3.50 Canadian on Ravelry and Etsy, or you can go onto her blog and you can find the pattern for free, but you have to deal with ads. So for this, I use Burnett Premium in the carrot colorway. And then this pattern for the baby Beth is her name, Beth Bunny. She is a separate standalone pattern that you have to purchase from Oak and Marlow. And I used fingering weight held double, or fingering weight worsted weight. It is Super Saver. Nope. Burnett Premium in the burlap colorway. Getting my yarns mixed up today, man. Need more coffee. And she is super cute. And the pattern, I just decided to do pure brown for her. You can do overalls as well. So in the pattern, it will give you the color change for overalls, and I will show y'all what that looks like. Now I still have to put a nose on this one, but here is another Beth Bunny that I made. And you can see how she has these cute little overalls. So they are not made separately. You just change your colors. And then it has a cool little feature here for her, her straps. And she does come with, she does come with a headband as well, that with a bow on it, that is super cute. And I'm considering putting that on her just because I think it would be adorable. But we shall see. But you can tell the difference. This is worsted weight held double, and this is the Burnett Premium worsted held single. So you can kind of see the differences and the size of the bodies. So what I'm going to do today is I am going to hold the worsted weight single, and I'm going to make the carrot sleeping bag for little Beth here and give her a little sleeping bag too. I think that would be adorable. So, and that way I can kind of see what the sleeping bag looks like single. But so cute, guys. There are people, I noticed there's a bunch of like projects, pictures that have popped up of people that did the test knit for the sleeping bag, and they also put like a string on it so that you could hang it up. I think that's also a really great idea and adorable. Mine I'm just going to keep like this though. Oh, I just can't get over how cute. So cute. And you don't have to put Beth Bunny in there. You could put any of the animals in it that you wanted to. I just love Oak and Marlow. They're so whimsical and they're so cute. I just love it. I just love it. So yeah, those were all crocheted. Highly recommend all those patterns. I will have them linked below. Okay, so that is it for finished objects. Now I have just a couple works in progresses to share with you. So I have, continuing on with crochet, I do have another medium axolotl. I would like to try that out. Again, these axolotls are meant to be made with like the Burnett blanket yarn. I am not doing that. I'm just holding worsted weight single. So mine are tending to come out a little bit smaller, but I think they are a decent size. And like I said, not the hugest fan working with the blanket yarn just because it's so fluffy. It's pretty and it's super soft. I just don't like working with it that much. So I'm just choosing to work with worsted. So mine are coming out a little bit smaller. But I wanted to try the medium one out, and I got the head done on it so far, and I'm really liking the size of it. And you don't have to make the gills separately. You crochet them right onto the head. So yeah, I'm kind of curious how that one's going to turn out. So I have that going right now. I just didn't bring it because it's not that far along. But I have that going. And then for knitting, I have put a few more squares on my Cozy Memories blanket by Shelley Dupont, who is Polka Dot Creek. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing your last name wrong, Shelley. But I put a few more squares on it. So these are knitted mitered squares. And the pattern calls for fingering weight. I am doing fingering held double to create a DK. And I'm doing a 20 by 20 square. So I believe the last time I shared it with you guys, I had these 4 squares done. And now I have 3 more that I put on. So I can't tell you what these yarns are. These are just scraps of yarn that I have laying around. This bucket right here is just full of scraps. That bucket here is full of scraps. I got another bucket here and another tub full of scraps. So I got a lot that I could work through. I'm noticing though that because I'm holding fingering double, it's roughly taking 9 to 10 grams. So I have to be careful that my balls aren't too short in yarn, or too small, I should say. But yeah, I'm starting to come through some of these scraps, and some of them are just treasures to refine and work with. They're so pretty. I absolutely love them. So yeah, that is where I'm at with my Cozy Memories blanket. I'm kind of averaging a square a day, kind of. Some days I don't touch it, but I put in 2 the day before. So I haven't touched this one now for 2 days, so I'm behind technically. But it's a long-term project. It's just a fun project that I am very much enjoying. I saw Crazy Sock Lady finished one. Lisa 72 Stitches has one going, and I just really wanted to start one for myself. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying the process of it. So there's that one. And then I guess to keep on the blanket train, I picked out one of my whips from my Frog It or Finish, and I said that I was going to make a goal to work on it. Doesn't matter how much, but every week I was going to pick a project from my current works in progress that I have and just put as much work as I can on it during that week. So I picked up my granny striped blanket, and I ended up working on it again this week just because I'm really enjoying it. And I wanted to work on it, so I decided just to keep it out and keep working on it. And I didn't get a lot on it though, unfortunately. Just trying to untangle my yarn from it here. So this is no pattern, I just cast it on roughly 300 and some stitches, and I'm just doing granny stripe back and forth. I'm using fingering weight held single, and I'm just magic knotting together a bunch of scrap yarns. It doesn't matter how big they are, how small they are, I'm just magic knotting them together and creating this blanket. So here's where we were last time, where that stitch marker is, and I put that much on it. I might have already had the purple done. Maybe I didn't move that stitch marker. I felt like I already showed this. If anything was new from this week, it would be the red though. The pink and the red. So again, not a lot of progress, but that is 3 rows. If I didn't show the purple, then that is a lot more. I'm going to move the stitch marker up right now while I'm chatting with you guys. So I'm not exactly sure, 100% sure what I did this week on the blanket, but I do remember doing the red the other night while we watched a movie. And yeah, it's just a really fun blanket. I love it. I'm using a 3.5mm Tulip Atimo crochet hook, and we have this much left out of our cake. So if you would like to do a magic knot ball, Crazy Sock Lady has a wonderful tutorial on how to do so, and I have not had a problem with it coming apart. So it's a lot better than weaving in all those ends. I do not enjoy that. So I'm not going to share the whole blanket with you because I already have before, but I have some larger stripes in there and I got some smaller ones. And as I spoke about before, I'm pretty sure that when I get to the end of this cake, that might be the end of the blanket because it is pretty long, but we shall see. I might add a little bit more to it. So for this week, this week's project of my whips, I don't know yet. I'm going to keep this one going until Sunday, and then I will make a decision if I want to keep just working on this, because I'm so close on that cake. Like, it's getting to the point where I'm almost finished it. So do I just continue on the blanket and finish it, or do I gravitate towards another one of my older whips? Not sure yet. Kind of wanting just to continue on this, just because I have been having so much fun with it, and it's almost done. So we'll see. Okay. I have one more, and it is in this gorgeous peekaboo bag, is what I'm calling it, by Daisy Girl and Company. And inside here is a DK weight sock that I have going. Now, I did share this on the last episode with you guys. Just gonna grab a sock blocker because I do have a half finished object. I did finish one of them. Look at that. so good. So for this, I am holding fingering weight double to create a DK weight fabric. So the top one here is Gobsmacked Yarns. This is on her 4/4 base. Just let me get the tag here because I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, 4/4, which is 100% superwash merino, and it is in the Deep Waters colorway. And then for the body of the sock, I'm not going to pull them out right now, so I hope there's not too much of a glare, but I am holding together these two right here, the Northern Pearl, and then this pretty bluey green. And I'm holding those together to create this fabric. And I absolutely adore it. And then I decided to do the Deep Waters for the toe. Love it. So for this, I am following Crazy Sock Lady's DK weight vanilla sock pattern. It is a free pattern on Ravelry that you can purchase. There are 3 sizes. I'm doing the medium size in the pattern. And I did 15 rows of a 2x2 rib. I did about 30 rows for the leg, slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset. And then I did the rounded toe. I just love it. Love it. And then I was really hoping to have more of this sock done or even completed this week, but that's okay. I got the cuff finished this morning. And now I'm ready to start the main body. It's all good. Really love this. I like having a pair of DK weight socks on the go as well as fingering weight. It's just nice. I love working with the DK socks. So there's those ones. I am still working on my Nicole C. Mendez striped fingering weight socks. It's just that I only put 2 stripes on it, so I'm not going to share that with you guys today. Hopefully I can get some more progress on them this week coming, and I can show them to you on the next episode. So that's pretty much it for works in progress. I am going to show you one more thing. I decided to bring along my next sock tube that I would like to work up. So this is, again, Knit Picks Felici Nini, whatever. Don't know how to say it, but it is the 100-gram ball, the limited edition. This is in the Bowling Alley colorway. Very pretty. And I believe I cranked 125 rows for this. Can't remember now. I believe I did though. So now it's ready for heels, toes, and cuffs. And I have a bag full of like Knit Pick Stroll fingering. And I was kind of going through my colors, and I think I decided on Cosmopolitan. And I'm pretty sure my camera is going to pick up the speckle in it. Or the stellina. So I'm going to use this for heels, toes, and cuffs because there's definitely enough in this ball for that. So that's going to be my next cranked pair of socks. Very fun. So I am enjoying that. I noticed that Felici was on sale. It's not on sale anymore, but I did not buy any. But I must say that I really am craving a Knit Picks order this year. I think that is something that I am going to treat myself to. I think. Anyways, guys, that's what I have been working on. What have you guys been working on? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. So yeah, I don't have much else to really talk about. It has been beautiful here in the Maritimes. We had some more spring-like weather. We also had some snow, but a lot of rain, and the rain has washed away the snow and the ice. Now, that being said, apparently we're supposed to have more snow come in, so I don't know if it's going to stick around for long. I hope not, because I have actually been able to go outside a little bit and knit, and just to be out there in the fresh air, it's just been making me feel so much better. So, I don't want the snow. I just want spring to come, and I want to go back outside like I used to. That is where I love to be. I just love to be out on the patio knitting. So hopefully that time is coming. I know it's coming. It's just a matter of when. We live in the Maritimes. Anything could happen. So anyways, guys, I'm going to stop babbling. Oh, right. I forgot. That's what I was going to say. Life stuff. It's my puppy's birthday today. She is 2 years old, and she's a little stinker. Believe me, she's a little stinker. But life would be very different without her. So I'm gonna go spoil her now and go play with her and get some more knitting done. So as I said, show notes are linked directly down below, and I will hopefully see you guys again in 1 week's time. So until then, happy knitting and bye.